Today's show comes courtesy of Wild Fork Foods.
And we will hear a little bit more about our show's sponsor, Wild Fork, in a bit.
There is not much I could say about today's show. It is going to be pork belly cinnamon roll with a homemade vanilla glaze.
So my name is Tommy, and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. If this is your first time here, please consider to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified every time the channel does a future upload. So guys, look, you know what the show is about here today. I've got my pork belly here on the table. We've got some rubs here we want to talk about. So let's just turn our attention to the board, and we got to get this show started.
So this show is going to start with my selection of rubs. Think pork belly meets cinnamon roll. I've got some cherry. I've got some honey chipotle. Of course, you got to have the sweet with some dessert shake, cinnamon, brown sugar. That is going to close out that for me. And there is my pork belly. This is a half a pork belly picked up at Wild Fork. Again, information on Wild Fork down below. If you're looking for any cuts of meat, you definitely want to check them out first. Basically, grab the sharpest knife you have. It works well if the pork belly is chilled for sure, and you just want to butterfly it. Now, important to note here, when you do butterfly, you do not want to cut all the way through at the end. You definitely want to keep it one piece. So once that's done, you want fat side on the outside, and now you are going to hit it with brown sugar. Again, think pork belly meets cinnamon roll. Brown sugar is definitely important in that. Yeah. Then that Uncle Steve's dessert shake. And basically here we are just layering some different flavors. A little ground cinnamon, it has to be. That is a lot of goodness in there. And that is some cherry rub by Heath Riles. And I'm going to want a little bit of bite in mine. This honey chipotle definitely gives me that. So once all that goodness is applied, you're going to roll it up. And again, you got that fat side on the outside. Just roll it up as tight as possible. Then you're going to get yourself a piece of saran wrap or plastic wrap down. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit it with some of those rubs. I found this method to be the easiest to get the rubs on the outside of the pork belly, and then just kind of roll it in as that. And then you're going to re-roll the saran wrap over the pork belly. You want to keep it as tight as you can keep it, because this is going to go in the freezer for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Yeah.
So that is basically all there is to that. I will get my cinnamon roll log here. We will get that in the freezer. That has got to sit in there for at least 15 minutes to a half hour. It has to set up. That is going to be easier for me to work with when I slice it off into those 1.5 inch sliced little cinnamon rolls. In the meantime, I will take you guys on over to the deck. We will get the Halo pellet grill all fired up, and then we will continue with the show.
If you are in the market for a pellet grill, I suggest you definitely give Halo a look. They are an innovative company that is bringing some innovative products, and I also, Gallery 10, will get you 10% off. Now, once this has chilled for that half hour or so, you are going to get it out, get it on the board, get wood skewers, metal skewers, or whatever. You want to go through and you want to leave about that inch in between each one, because you are going to slice it about an inch, inch and a half. Yeah. At that point, once everything is sliced, you are starting to look like a pork belly cinnamon roll. We are just going to hit the tops. We are not going to touch the bottoms. We are going to hit it with some brown sugar and also some of those rubs. Now again, which rubs you choose is up to you. I will have information on the rubs that I used on this show down in the description under show notes. And we are checking all the box with a little bit of bite with that honey chipotle. Got some cherry. Of course, you got to have some cinnamon, brown sugar, and that Uncle Steve shake. At that point, we've got a half pan there. You are going to get 4 to a pan. And in the pit they go at 275 Fahrenheit. And you'll see throughout the show, this Halo pellet grill definitely lays down that nice thin light blue smoke, which is what you want.
Alrighty guys, so look, we are 1 hour into the cook, and one thing is for sure, this Halo Prime 1500 is definitely laying on the smoke. It is that perfect light blue smoke that you're after. So I am definitely pretty psyched about that. Let's go in. Let's just take a quick peek-ski at the pork belly cinnamon rolls, because we still got about another hour to go before we wrap them. Come on. Look, before we move on to the next step, let's hear a little bit about our show sponsor, Wild Fork Food.
We are talking from farm to fork. You're going to find some of those proteins that you've been looking for forever. I am talking huge selections at affordable prices. That is the Wild Fork way. Follow the links I have in the description to find out if there is a brick and mortar store near you. Guys, up on the screen is my local Wild Fork Foods.
Alrighty guys, look, we are 2 hours into the cook. Let's go in, let's get them off, let's get them on the board, and let's go on to that next step.
Out they come at that 2 hour mark. You are going to get them out. You are going to get them on the board. Now look, important here, you want to switch pans, get them out of that pan, get them in a fresh pan, and then you are going to hit them with the brown sugar. A little bit of butter, a little bit of that dessert shake. Again, what you put on it at this point is up to you. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of honey, has to be. And finally, we are going to hit it with a little bit of BBQ sauce. This is an Uncle Steve shake. Again, this is a sauce with no name. This is good stuff. Again, information down below under show notes. Yeah. So once you get all these fixed up, you are going to hit it with some foil, get them back in the pit, and you are going to run them 275 Fahrenheit for about 45 minutes.
Alrighty guys, we are almost to the end. I promise, 45 minutes under the foil. I then unwrapped them because we want to shore them up a little bit. At that point, everything is probing like butter. It is broken down. It is up and over that 200 range. I just left them unwrapped in the pit for about 10 minutes or so, just to kind of shore them up, give them a little bit of color. You can move them onto a wire rack at that point and do them inside the wire rack. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to leave them in the in their own juices and all that goodness of that sauce in there. I've got something special in the house that I am going to finish these up with, so you are going to want to stay tuned for that. Let's go in. It is time. Let's get them off. Let's get them on the board. And oh yeah, let's taste them and let's finish up the show.
So we clocked in on this cook at about 3 hours or so, and I'll tell you what, man, if that ain't cinnamon rolly, I don't know what is. And you could see that butter with that brown sugar just kind of oozing off of them. I was a tad tossed on how I wanted to finish these up. I went with a vanilla type frosting. I got the ingredients up there on the board, and I got to tell you, man, with the flavors of the pork belly and the saltiness of the pork belly with that frosting and those all those ingredients and rubs, man, this was a home run.
Alrighty, guys, I got to tell you, man, I am a little bit jacked for this. Cheers. Wow. So look, this is no joke. This is one of the best things I've made in a long time. I am telling you, it is very cinnamon rolly, but it is also very pork belly bacony. I mean, this has it all, man. It is a little bit on the sweet side, of course, but it is not overpowering sweet. And you can get a lot of those rubs that I put in there, that honey chipotle rub, and a couple of the other rubs that are in there, man. This is friggin' through the roof. This is friggin' amazing, man. Amazing. This is, guys, this is beyond words. I'm telling you, man, this is beyond words. I gotta thank Wild Fork for sponsoring this show. If you've never shopped at Wild Fork, you definitely have to give them a try. I've got all information on them down below. They are definitely the up-and-coming meat supplier online, and they also have brick and mortar stores, USA and Canada. I've got 2 of them within probably 60, 70 miles of my house. That is 2 brick and mortar stores. So you want to check to make sure there is not a store near you. Get that pork belly, and this is something that you have to make, period. I don't care. Make it. You will love it. I guarantee it. So look, that is going to close out this one. Everything used on the show is going to be down in the descriptions, from my chef temps to my Dalstrong Knives. Wild Fork is down there. Manchester pellets, you definitely want to give them a look. It is an upscale pellet. It is a lot better than your store purchase pellet, I guarantee that. And that is it for this one. Go make this. This is going to be some pork belly cinnamon rolls. And until next time, we will see you soon.